When I was a kid, I could see things. Things humans aren't supposed to see. Things you shouldn't have to see. My parents were normal. They did what most parents would do. They made it worse. You think you're crazy long enough, you find a way out.
You try to kill yourself.
I didn't try anything. Officially, I was dead for 2 minutes. But when you cross over, time stops. Take it from me, 2 minutes in hell is a lifetime. When I came back, I knew all the things I could see were real. Heaven and hell were right here, behind every wall, every window. The world behind the world, and we're smack in the middle. Angels and demons can't cross over onto our plane. So instead we get what I call half-breeds. The influence peddlers. They can only whisper in our ears, when a single word can give you courage, or turn your favorite pleasure into your worst nightmare. Those with the demon's touch, like those part angel, living alongside us. They call it balance.
Hell is a condition on earth. And, you got children of heaven and children of hell. You got guys walking this earth that have nothing but evil in them, and death in them, and graves. Children of hell, twofold of hell. Like it's written in Matthew 23, what they make men, they make them a twofold child of hell in themselves, of the devil. Then you also have the remnant, the few that have the kingdom of heaven within them, which is the fruits of the spirit. And there's a war going on earth right now. We're in the, in that scene, we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of it all. And there's a war going on. There's a tug of war going on, So the two scriptures that go into this, we'll start from Matthew 23. In verse 15, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land and make one proselyte, and when he is made, when you build them up, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves, right? So they have hell in them. They're full of dead men's bones. The spirit of the Lord has been blown upon them. The breath of life ain't in them. And on the contrary, you also have men that have what? The kingdom of heaven within them. This is the book of Luke 17 and 21. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. You see, and the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. And the kingdom of heaven doesn't come with observation, but we know the ones that have it in them, right, and not deceiving the masses, saying that it's on them. We know that it's near, man. We know that it's near. Shalom, all praises, glory, honor, faith to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Kakwadash. The belongs to Hell's and Paul's, the great millstone, citation, election, the real house of David. And it's all this thing is about is being consistent and being fervent and being continual, man. He that believes on the Lord, as the scriptures say, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, which is just flowing, man. It just does not stop. And that's how you have to be in this truth for you to obtain the victory, salvation, and to overcome all of this wicked and evil that we're facing. And just like David's mighty men in times past, they're back here today. They're back here today, and they're doing the same similar things, not necessarily in the carnal, like slaying Goliath, destroying mighty men of valor of Moab, killing lions in the snow, but they're doing those similar things like in the spirit though. But carnal men won't understand. Evil men, they're not going to understand judgment, but the spiritual knoweth all things, and they go and judge all things. 2 Samuel 23 and verse 9, and after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo the Ahohite, one of the 3 mighty men with David, when they defied the Philistines that were gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. So we're in that time now, which only a few is going to stand up against many. And when you go into the word defied, which that's what we're doing we're doing that to Esau, the wicked of our nation, and also these heathens, man. That word defied in the Hebrew is harap, meaning to taunt, blaspheme, defy, jeopardize, upbraid, rail. That's what we're doing. We're taunting them. It says to winter, spend harvest time, remain in harvest time, to acquire, be betrothed. So what we're doing is we're gathering ourselves together, nation not desired, and we're coming up and we're defying these heathens and their armies. All right, it means to reproach, to taunt. We're taunting them. We're jeopardizing our lives. We're putting ourselves in jeopardy. We're putting ourselves in danger, right? To defend this truth and defend our lives, so on and so forth. So let me get that word for defied here. It means to disobey and resist. What are we doing? We're disobeying whatever Esau says to do. Quarantine, do this. Wear a mask everywhere. Put a swab up your anal. Test yourself. All this faggot, wicked ass shit. Put a vaccine, put some sorcery, some freaking fetuses and pork in you. All this crazy ass, you know what I'm saying? We're disobeying and we're resisting the devil. Openly resist or refuse to obey, right? So we're open about it, man. We're not hiding it. A lot of guys, you're hiding it. And let's get this precept as well before I go there. This is the book of James 4:7 says, submit yourselves therefore to God, right? So what do you submit yourself to? Like the scripture say, the women submit themselves to the husband. A lot of guys, you submit yourself to women. You preach about women on goddamn day. You give women your power, which you're not supposed to do. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. You see, and that goes and coincides with the blessing of the Lord. When you with the Lord and you pleasing the Lord, and he's blessing you, he's gonna be an enemy to your enemy and adversary to your adversaries, and they're gonna flee from you. They're not gonna be able to stand amongst you. They're not gonna be able to stand you, man. Draw nigh to power, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. How you purify your heart? By taking heed to the word. That's how you cleanse your heart. Let's go to the law, because the law is not done away with. This is Deuteronomy 7 and Deuteronomy 28:7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. And that's the times we're coming into. The devil, the enemy coming in like a flood. But he's going to flee from the righteous, man. He's not going to be able to stand. Let's get that also. This is Joshua. Matter of fact, let's get this in Deuteronomy. Joshua 1:5 says, there shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. You see that? And Lord Yahushua reiterated that in Matthew. He said, I'm with you to the end of the world. I will never forsake thee nor leave thee. And you have to have faith. You have to have trust in that. And that's going to be your victory. Deuteronomy 11:25. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for Yahweh your power shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you. Right? So it's all about believing what the Lord has said, his sayings, his counsel. Let's go to the book of John. 1 John 5:4 says, for whatsoever is born of God, you're right, you have to be born again. You have to put on that new man, that new creature. It says, for whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is a victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world but he that believeth that Yahushua is the son of power, right? The son of Yahweh. And not everyone that said it, or was talking it, really walked it and really believed it. Only the few, only the sincere. Samuel 23 and verse 10. Check it out. He arose and smote the Philistines. And what we're doing, we're smiting the wicked with the word of the Lord, the word of mouth. We're prophesying, saying what's going to happen before it happens. And once it happens, people are going to be so astonished, so surprised and amazed that they're going to drop down from a heart attack. Because they're going to be so caught like a thief in the night, so surprised. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And Yahweh wrought great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. Right, so right now we're handling the Father's business, but pretty soon we're gonna spoil our enemies, and it's gonna be pleasures forevermore. But right now it's business time, man. It's war time. That's the time we in. So his hand clave to the sword. You see, he was smiting the Philistines until his hand was weary. You see, there was a time when David and his mighty men, they was fighting the Amalekites from sun up to sundown. They didn't take no breaks, man, and they retrieved everything that they took from them. That's the spirit that we're in, the times that we're in now. So let's get that word for clave. So this man, this mighty man, his hand clave to the sword, man, which our hand has to be cleaving to what? To this sword, the word, man. You see? That word clave in the Hebrew is dabak, meaning to cling, right? To cleave to the Most High, right? To cleave, keep close, stick to. And what the Lord saying in Ezekiel 37, that the two kingdoms shall be one in his hand. They shall stick to one another, right? Follow closely, join to stay with, all right? To pursue closely, to be made to cleave. So just as a woman cleaves to her husband, same thing with the church. It's a mystery. But the elect, we're cleaving to the word, Yahweh Shai. You see? 1 Corinthians 15 and 57. But thanks be to power which giveth us a victory through our Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? And that's our king. Unlike a lot of you guys, your Lord is Caesar. Your Lord is money. Your Lord is this world. Baal, that's your Lord. And that's why you ain't going to get the victory, man. Because you're trying to go through a different way, a different door. Let's go to the Gospels. And this is the spirit that a lot of our people are in right now. All right, this is the book of Acts 17 and verse 7. Whom Jason hath received, which Jason, his name means house of healing. But a lot of people were against the house of healing. It says, whom Jason hath received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar. You see, they were defying. We're resisting the devil. We're disobeying man, and we're obeying the Lord. And a lot of guys, you're obeying man. It says these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, right? Doing things for money, saying that there's another king, one Yahweh Shai. And they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things, right? And we're troubling the wicked, man. That's what we're doing. You see? And that's our king, Yahweh Shai. And a lot of guys, you're like prostitutes, man. You're harlots, you're strange fire, you're whores. Because what is a prostitute? The only reason she's doing and making love and doing this and the third is just because of money. That's the only reason, for money. A lot of guys, the only reason doing this truth is for filthy lucre, man. And you're filthy stones. You're being hissed out right now, man. All right, Isaiah 11 and 4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth. And with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. So the wicked is being slayed by the breath of the Lord, which is on his men, that's being brought back to life. And life is set against what? Death. And a lot of you guys are death. And what's going to happen with death? Death and hell is going to be cast to the lake of fire. That's what's going to happen, man. See? And that's what we ruling. We're ruling with this rod of iron. Everything has already happened through the spirit. But it's just going to manifest. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Right? 2 Thessalonians. Chapter 2. And verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed. And the wicked, all right, there's a lot of wicked out there, and they're all being revealed. The hypocrites, you Pharisees, you scribes, you false apostles, you false prophets, you lukewarm, you disobedient to parents. Who's our parent? The wisdom and knowledge. You know, our father and mother, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So that's what's happening, man. And Yahushua is coming quick. Revelation 15:1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then they had gone the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having the harps of power. And it's so important to be harping and singing and teaching this truth right now, man, and grieving the enemy. Because if you're not doing this, and what are you doing? You're pleasing the enemy. You're pleasing the flesh. Because what did the Lord say about the flesh? The flesh is at enmity with the spirit. The flesh is at war with the spirit, and your biggest enemy is yourself. All right, this is Romans 8:7, because matter of fact, let's get this. This is Romans 8. And verse 8. It says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please power. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if so be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Yahushai, he is none of his. A lot of you guys are not of Yahushai. You are of Caesar. You are of your father the devil. And the works of your father you will do. But it's all about what? The warriors, all right, the men of the Lord, the few that's still holding their ground, defying the enemies and the wicked. We're standing our ground, and it's what he, like it says, until his hand was weary and his hand clave unto the sword. So what are we doing? We're cleaving to the sword of the spirit. Let's go to Ephesians 6. And when you do this, and when you're walking in the spirit, you're not going to fulfill the lust of flesh, 1, and 2. It's going to keep away all evil. It's going to keep away things that's going to take you away from your crown, from the victory. Ephesians 6:17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is a word of power. And the kingdom of heaven is not just in word, but in power. You see? And that's what the Lord said. He said, in Psalms 149, let the saints be joyful. The high praise, the Most High, be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance and judgment upon the heathen. And that's what we're doing right now, man. We're executing. Psalms 108:10. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? You can't forget that dumb, man, because no more wisdom in Esau. You see? Got transgender in the office, whatever the case may be, you know? Giving handouts, you know, all kind of crazy stuff happening, man. But only the few is going to lead the spirit and the truth and the warriors into Edom. You know, will not thou, O power, who has cast us off, and will not thou, O power, go forth with our hosts? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through power we shall do valiantly. Right, through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, not through another different way, or a strange power, a strange God, a different Messiah. It says, through power we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. And our enemies being treaded down right now, man. Psalms 144:10. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword. See, and that's what we're up against, a hurtful sword. Who is blessed with the sword? Of the carnal sword, the flesh, Esau, the vaccines, the mark of the beast, the guns, all the weapons of war, the hurtful sword. Which means, that word hurtful means bad waters, wicked, evil, of the manner of thinking and acting, an evil heart, what is unpleasing. what was displeasing to Yahweh, you see? And that's what he's going to deliver the house of David from. Because they have the victory, because they're cleaving to the sword, they're cleaving to the weapon. Our weapons are not carnal, but spiritual. Hosea 13:14. I will ransom them from the power of the grave. I will redeem them from death. O death, I will be thy plagues. O grave, I will be thy destruction. Repentance shall be hid from mine eyes. You see that? So we're gonna swallow up that last enemy, being death and hell. Matter of fact, let's go to Revelation 20 in verse 14. It says, in death and hell were cast to the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever, and with the Lord there's no respect of person, doesn't matter if you in a camp or not, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Right? And a lot of you guys, you have that same vibration of Esau, who is as death and can never be satisfied. You guys can't never be satisfied. You always want more. See, the word isn't enough. The word isn't enough for you. Yahushua was enough for you. When Yahushua was here, you said crucify him. We want a murderer. There was probably a bribe involved in it too, like Judas Iscariot, for money. You see? Psalms 86:13. For great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered me. Thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. O God, thou proud are risen against me, and the assemblies of violent men have sought after my soul, and have not set thee before them. See, so they don't set Yahweh Shai before them. They're proud, they're arrogant, they're violent, they're evil, and the kingdom of heaven suffer the violence, right? And the violent take it by force. But we're in the time of wicked deeds having no force. Let's go to Esdras. You know, this is the book of Esdras.
Fully loaded.
You know, don't get sidetracked in these times, man. Let's go to the book of Esdras, Slaki. Second Esdras, chapter 7, in verse 35. And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed, and the good deed shall be of force, and wicked deeds shall bear no rule, because by the Lord kings rule and decree justice. So if you don't have Yahushua, you're nothing. You can know prophecy, you can know the mark of the beast is this, you can know you can even know the name of the Lord, but what good is it when you don't have the works of a Lord? Romans 15:18. For I will not dare to speak of any those things which Yahushua has not wrought by me, to make the Gentiles obedient by word and deed, through mighty signs and wonders by the power of the Spirit of God, so that from Jerusalem and round about Illyricum I have fully preached the gospel of Yahushua. And a lot of guys, you're not fully preaching Yahushua. Let's get that word for fully. All right, guys, you're partial, man. You're per diem. You're those guys in 300 that ran away when it was time to go all out. Let's get that word for fully preached in the Greek.
Strong's G 4137, plerao.
And it says to fill to the top. Whew, our cup runneth over, to render full, complete, to abound, to carry through to the end. You see that? To accomplish, right? Carry your cross. To carry into effect, bring to realization of matters of duty, to perform, execute, of sayings, promises, prophecies, to bring to pass, ratify, accomplish, to fulfill an example, to cause God's will as made known in the law to be obeyed as it should be, and God's promises given through the prophets to receive fulfillment. And love worketh no evil to his neighbor. Therefore, love is a fulfillment of the law. 1 Corinthians 15:26. And I'm going to say this too. Even people in the world, they know when a man and woman are in love with each other. Same thing with this truth. It's known who is in love with the Lord and who is not. Who's cleaving unto the Lord like a man cleaves to a woman. He leaves his father and mother and cleaves to a woman. Same thing with the men of the Lord, of his disciples, the love that they have for one another. First Corinthians, it's undeniable, you know, and it's not just in talk, it's not just in word, but it's in deed and truth, like it's written in 1 John. Let us not love in just word, but let us love in deed. 1 Corinthians 15 and 20. Let me see. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 26. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Psalms 49 in 15 it says, but God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me, Selah. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. But for when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Whew. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers, they shall never see light. Man that is an honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perisheth. All right, guys, you talk about beast this, beast that, second beast, third beast. That's great, but you over here moving like a brute beast. So we here to break down that last part, men of prophecy. So it says, man that is in honor and understandeth not, and a lot of guys are in honor, they're highly exalted amongst men, but that's an abomination to the Lord. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish. And what the Lord saying in Esdras, let the multitude perish, I was born in vain. And that's what we're saying. We're saying the same things the Lord said. Matter of fact, let's get what Yahushua said. We're going to close out here. Check this out, man. John 5 and 41. I receive, this is Yahushua speaking. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you. I am come my Father's name, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. High priest, elder, this. Everyone subscribe and like me. How can ye believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only? Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words? That's right, because he was a fulfillment of the law, Yahushua. So men that are in honor and believeth not, they're like the beast that perisheth, man. A lot of guys, they don't understand. The Lord said, with all that get understanding, dudes don't even understand what's going on. Ezekiel 37. And let me jump around here. Ezekiel 37 and verse 12. I'm gonna jump around. It says, therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith Lord God, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you to the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord. And it's happening. Verse 15, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for the house of Israel his companions. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And so it's all about the elect that's cleaving to the Lord, and not to man, not to whores, not to different doctrines. Psalms 101 and 3, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. Woo! Read that again. I hate. I'm not gonna trim my way and say I love. No, I hate. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. A lot of guys are turning aside, man. They're falling away. They're turning to the water, the fire. They're going out the straight gate, the narrow path. You see? Romans 12:9, it says, let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good, right? So the good fruits are being gathered together into a basket and they're cleaving together. They're together. They're in a package. It's a package deal. But the wicked, you rotten tomatoes, you're getting cast away, man. Let love be without dissimulation. Let's get out for dissimulation. We're going to close out here, man. We got the point across. The elect, the ones that's cleaving to the Lord, they're getting the victory. They're cleaving to the sword. They got the weaponry, man. And they're going to overcome.
Strong's G 505. Anupakrita.
Right, means sincere, undisguised, unfeigned. A lot of guys, you're feigned, you're fake, you're disguised, and you have secret love. You don't have open rebuke. And when you do, it's not right. Without hypocrisy. A lot of guys are hypocrites, man. You see? This hypocritical nation, man. Romans 11 and verse 16. For the first fruits be holy, the lump also is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. See that? So, when he's edified, you got to cleave to the Lord. And let me close off with this here. This is Job 15:34. Oof, man, you know what? Hold up.
I'm keep fully loaded.
For 31, Job 15:31. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. It shall be accomplished before his time, and his branch shall not be green. He shall shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and shall cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. So if you're part of that congregation, if you're a part of men that are lukewarm, hypocrites, false brethren, crept in unawares, fake love, hirelings, all they doing the things is for money, like a whore, right? If you're around them, that fire's gonna touch you too, man. It's gonna destroy you too. That's why we bring out number 16, man, to separate yourself, man, from the wicked, to separate yourself and intermeddle with yourself with wisdom. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. That's right. A lot of guys, their belly isn't flowing rivers of living water. It's deceit, man. Let's talk about eat not the bread of him that had deceitful eye, man. The Lord was edified and built up, strengthened and warned and admonished, as a man of the Lord is supposed to do. All praises, glory, honor, fitty. How about Shemi Al-Shah, by Shemakaku, Dasha, Baba Ball. Destruction to all the anti-How-Shahs, all the hypocrites. Salvation to the elect, the victory. Zara, Shalom, brothers 8. Shalom.